Studio 31.
Unhappy with your smile? Call me today for a free consultation for porcelain veneers.
At the end of the day, this shouldn't have happened.
A deadly beating by police. Tonight, the city of Memphis, Tennessee releases shocking video of what happened to Tyre Nichols.
That is a true definition of a hero, is when you put your life at risk.
Body camera video showing us what Buffalo police were up against during the blizzard, saving lives.
This is really exciting for us.
They call it Complete Streets, how a new law will make Buffalo streets safer for drivers, pedestrians, and bicyclists.
Buffalo's Fox 29 News at 10 starts now.
Good evening. Tonight, the Erie County Sheriff joins law enforcement officers, elected leaders, and ordinary citizens in being repulsed by the video just coming out now from Memphis, Tennessee. To the Fox Box right now, the city releasing 4 videos that show police officers kicking and punching 29-year-old Tyre Nichols, who later died, and beating him with a baton while he shows no signs of fighting back. We'll have the latest from Memphis. Also ahead, Buffalo leaders holding a prayer vigil outside City Hall. We'll share their message with the community tonight. Plus, the Buffalo Police Commissioner urging the public to remain peaceful. But first, snow showers as we head into the weekend. Let's get the Fox First Forecast with meteorologist Scott Hetzko.
Happy Friday night. We're looking ahead to the first couple hours of the weekend. There's going to be some wind and some snow showers coming in tonight, but temperatures in the mid-30s. This is a weak front that's coming in, but it does have those flurries. Then by tomorrow morning, just mostly cloudy and near 30 at that time. Let's talk about what you got to know ahead so that wind picks up overnight. We're already starting to feel that. Snow showers Saturday, Sunday, rain and snow together. No major accumulation, but much colder air next week. Wait till you see these temperatures we have for you in the 7-day coming up in a bit.
Thank you, Scott. For days now, officials in Memphis, Tennessee have promised they would release video documenting a deadly encounter between police and a 29-year-old man. The 5 police officers have been fired and charged with crimes, including murder. New at 10, Chris Wynn is in Memphis with the just released video.
Tyre Nichols' mother had a chance to watch this video of her 29-year-old son getting pulled over by Memphis police on January 7th.
Damn, I didn't do anything.
Rovon Wells says she simply couldn't bear to see the video, which the FBI director says is appalling, which the Memphis police chief calls a failing of basic humanity.
Watch out.
Video she knows is horrific because 3 days after her son went to the hospital with injuries from the beating, Tyre Nichols died, and she found herself praying for the 5 former officers now charged with his murder.
At the end of the day, this shouldn't have happened.
Early on, police said Nichols was pulled over for alleged reckless driving. Now they say they see nothing to substantiate probable cause for the stop. Officials know this video will infuriate so many. Yet Nichols' lawyers say the quick reaction, firing officers, filing charges, is the right response.
This is the blueprint going forward for any time, any officers, whether they be black or white.
Now as the video is made public, Tyre Nichols' family knows people across the country will gather. They implore in peace.
We do not want any type of uproar. We do not want any type of disturbance. We want peaceful protests.
In Memphis, I'm Chris Wynn reporting.
Tonight, the Erie County Sheriff John Garcia reacts in a statement to Fox Buffalo. He said, "I concur with the Memphis Chief of Police that the actions of the 5 former officers were inhumane. As law enforcement officers and public servants, we are sworn to protect and serve our citizens. What occurred in Memphis was a gross abdication of this solemn duty."
Lord, what we have just witnessed, God, is something that was horrific and terrible to see.
After the video came out tonight, Buffalo Mayor Byron Brown, along with a number of community leaders, held a vigil on the front steps of City Hall where they prayed for Tyre Nichols, the city of Memphis, and the entire country. The mayor says the video showed complete disregard for human life. And while there are a number of ways people can express their emotions, it's important to reflect on the fact that swift action was taken to charge the 5 officers involved in the deadly beating. Locally, the Buffalo Police Commissioner is urging people to remain peaceful if they do decide to protest. Commissioner Joseph Gramaglia says he was briefed about the release of the video by the Memphis police chief during a call with major city chiefs yesterday. Gramaglia says internally they held a command staff meeting to prepare for any protests in the coming days.
We will stand with them. We certainly, are not going to allow anything to occur of any kind of damage or, any kind of rioting, like you said. That's not going to solve anything. That's not going to help anything.
In 2020, following the release of video in the George Floyd case, protesters filled Niagara Square where violence and destruction did break out. Looting was also reported in parts of the city. A former Buffalo police officer who was fired more than a decade ago for physically stopping another officer who had a suspect in a chokehold is now facing charges in connection with harassing police during a looting investigation. 55-year-old Carriole Horn is accused of trying to prevent officers from performing their duties as they interviewed two suspects for looting a store on Bailey Avenue on Christmas night during the blizzard. The DA says Horn demanded the officers release the suspects, refused to follow orders, and pointed her finger in the face of an officer and pushed them. The Buffalo Police Department has released a series of videos showing officers working through the dangerous storm to save lives during the worst of the deadly blizzard last month. This video documents the afternoon of December 23rd through Christmas night. New developments tonight. Fox Buffalo's Emily Gersh has the video.
Are you in the medical emergency? Do you need to be in a hospital or no?
I'm having chest pain.
Okay. So what we're going to do is grab your coat. We're going to go in my police car.
This body camera footage captures Buffalo police officers rescuing a woman in need of medical attention after she got stranded in her car during the blizzard.
I think so. I'm going to put my coat on and go with them to their police.
Okay, do what you got to do. Okay, we're out here.
And then walking with the woman to Buffalo General Medical Center after their vehicle got stuck.
We're going to be walking with this female the rest of the way to Buff Jam.
Other videos showing officers picking up stranded people walking.
Where's home?
And a rescue of 8 people in a house without power.
Yo, let's go.
The rescue at one point involving an officer walking down a street with a flashlight to guide another officer who was driving the vehicle with the passengers.
They're behind me in vehicles as I'm walking towards Bailey because it's like zero visibility, but I can see better when I'm out of the vehicle.
I'm just absolutely in awe of the work that our police officers did going out in that type of weather. Rescuing people, putting themselves at risk.
On Friday, their bravery was commended by Buffalo Police Commissioner Joseph Gramaglia.
That is a true definition of a hero, is when you put your life at risk.
And Mayor Byron Brown.
Being able to view the footage myself really made me even more proud of our Buffalo police officers.
Commissioner Gramaglia says the officers saved about 65 people within a few hours, and there were more before and after that. But there were some they couldn't save. In total, 47 people in Erie County and 1 in Niagara County died during the blizzard. There has since been much talk about how the city can better prepare for a blizzard of this magnitude, including the possibility of adding snowmobiles and UTVs to the fleet, which Gramaglia says is being considered. But he says the officers did the best job they could with what they had.
I'm not sure anybody could be equipped for, from Friday afternoon until Sunday morning when you were in that blizzard. We saw plow trucks getting stuck. We had National Guard F-350 trucks that were bogged down and got stuck right away.
And that effort was heroic.
And had we not been able to get to, the numerous people that our officers did, there would have been a substantially higher number of deaths.
2 local lawmakers are asking the federal government for more time to assess the damage from the blizzard. In a letter to FEMA, Congressman Brian Higgins and Nick Langworthy urged the agency to grant a 1-month extension for communities to process all the costs associated with the storm. The president declared an emergency declaration in the days after the blizzard so New York could seek reimbursements for the emergency response measures. But the state plans to request a presidential major disaster declaration, which allows the state and local governments to be reimbursed for work done in response to the storm, as well as permanent recovery funds. They're called Complete Streets projects. The goal is to incorporate certain design features into city streets to make them safer for everyone. Until now, many cities and towns were slow to incorporate the design because of the expense. Thanks to the efforts of a local lawmaker and a cycling advocate, it's going to be a lot easier moving forward. Fox Buffalo's Kevin Jolly has new details tonight.
Since 2011, 10,000 New Yorkers have been killed in traffic-related violence. That's vehicle, motorcycle, pedestrian, and bicycle accidents. Now, a new law just passed could make it easier for municipalities to make their streets safer.
This bill will increase funding for Complete Streets projects, which are roadways planned and designed to consider the safe, convenient access and mobility of roadway users of all ages and abilities. That includes pedestrians, cyclists, bus riders, and motorists.
Senator Tim Kennedy, who sponsored the legislation, says the law removes any fiscal roadblocks that could prevent cities and towns from incorporating these safe designs into their communities.
Specifically, this bill will increase the state's contribution to non-federally funded portion of Complete Streets projects to 87.5%, helping local governments like Buffalo to implement these projects at a lower cost to local taxpayers.
Here on Niagara Street, some of those Complete Street designs have already been implemented. Bump outs to decrease the distance pedestrians have to walk, well-defined crosswalks, narrower streets to slow traffic, and bike lanes.
This is really exciting for us.
Justin Booth heads Go Bike Buffalo. He says the law is a major victory for safer streets.
Buffalo led the charge with the first city in New York State passing Complete Streets legislation thanks to Councilman Rivera back in 2008. And since then, we've seen a number of streets transform to make it safer for all users, no matter how they get around.
This has been an impetus to further development throughout the city, specifically here on Niagara Street, as the senator mentioned, from City Hall all the way up to Ontario. You can see Complete Streets. This is another phase that will be happening in the near future.
The law also includes measures that guarantee basic legal rights to crash victims and their loved ones, and requires drivers to pass bike riders at a safe distance of at least 3 feet.
The goal is to connect the entire state, one community at a time, and Buffalo, with an example like here on Niagara Street, is leading the charge on that.
Kevin Jolly, Fox Buffalo.
Parents decide to pull more than 1 million students from public schools. Where are the children going?
The jet stream has the case of the Wiggles. There's one Wiggle rolling through for Saturday, and we have another fast-moving system as well. The latest on all this stuff is coming up in just a couple minutes.
Also ahead, bipartisan concerns brewing as the classified documents saga continues to hang over Washington.
At Extreme Discount Mattress, we're keeping our prices low. This luxury pillow top mattress, compare elsewhere for $4.99. Your extreme deal price is just $1.99.
Call or go to extrememattress.com for more extreme deals.
Where we sell mattresses for less, a lot less.
Dear winter, we're coming. Our squad of vehicles with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive is ready to take you on. Safety's the name of our game. Bundle up. Toyota.
Right now, lease a new 2023 Highlander all-wheel drive for just $459 a month. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Still struggling with IBS-C, Mike knew he needed a plan. With his doctor, he chose a once-daily pill, and his next chapter began. And that's when he said yes to adding Linzess. Linzess is not a laxative. It helps you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and is proven to help relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Could your story also be about IBS-C? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn how AbbVie and Ironwood could help you save on Linzess.
Introducing Astapro Allergy. Now available without a prescription. Astapro is the first and only 24-hour steroid-free spray. While Flonase takes hours, Astapro starts working in 30 minutes. So you can Astapro and go.
The critics agree. The Clash was a hit. Get ready for the sequel.
NASCAR comes to downtown Los Angeles. Green flag.
It's take two from NASCAR's best in a race you have to see to believe. The Clash of the Coliseum. February 5th, only on Fox.
The Extreme Discount Mattress Extreme Deal of the Day is this fully adjustable base and mattress complete. Compare elsewhere at $9.99. Your Extreme Deal price is just $4.99. Call or go to extrememattress.com for more extreme deals.
Where we sell mattresses for less, a lot less.
In tonight's Fox Focus, this week Iowa became the third state in America to enact a universal school choice policy. Kayla Gaskins tells us what it means.
American families are fleeing public school systems, enrollment dropping by 1 million in 2020 alone.
One of the big reasons for this is because schools did not listen to parents. Around that time that the pandemic started, parents wanted kids in the classroom.
An analysis by the Wall Street Journal finding enrollment declines in 85 of the nation's 100 largest school districts. Families increasingly turning to private, religious, and charter schools. The number of homeschooled kids doubled.
Parents are telling public schools to get better, or they will essentially vote with their feet and take their kids out of the schools.
This education shift comes as polling from last summer shows broad overall support for school choice, regardless of a family's ethnic background or political ideology, with 68% of Democrats and 82% of Republicans supporting school choice.
Give families a choice, fund the student directly, empower parents to choose, and that will give all schools, public and private, an incentive to do the right thing.
This week, Iowa passed a law allowing families to use the tax dollars allocated for their kids' education, $7,600 per student, to pay for the school of their choosing, joining Arizona and West Virginia as states with the most expansive programs. Also, a dozen other states are considering implementing their own universal school voucher programs. Critics argue funneling dollars away from public education is just not right.
It's going to take a lot of dollars away from public education. The charter schools will take dollars away from public education. And our Constitution states that we will provide a free and thorough public education.
The federal government predicts school enrollment will drop by another 2 million by the end of this decade. In Washington, I'm Kayla Gaskins.
The House Oversight Committee is set to hold a transcribed interview with the National Archives and Records Administration next week. John Lawrence reports.
The Department of Justice is holding firm on its decision to prevent the Senate Intelligence Committee from seeing what classified materials were in the possession of President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump.
There's really no reason to hold this up. That kind of information can be provided to the members or the leaders of the intelligence community.
Republican Senator Tom Cotton of Arkansas says he will refuse consent or to fast-track any nominee for any department or agency until Congress can see the classified information.
It's not constructive to have specific members this early in a brand new Congress say, I'm putting a hold on everything.
Attorney General Merrick Garland has appointed separate special counsels to investigate the Trump and Biden situations.
I'm fully confident that they will resolve these matters one way or the other in the highest traditions of the department.
There's no word yet if one will also be chosen to investigate former Vice President Mike Pence after classified documents were found inside his house in Indiana.
People need to be conscious of the rules regarding classified information and appropriate handling of them. Those rules are there for a reason.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
-31, the temperature for a maximum today. You can see the records on your screen, -5 back in 1927. But the warm lows are continuing. That's going to change next week. You'll see that in the 7-day. For the overnight, we have another front moving through, so a little burst of snow showers the next 5 hours won't be a big deal, maybe an inch in spots. And then as we go through tomorrow, notice it's just a lot of clouds. Tomorrow night after 11, we get another area of low pressure coming in Sunday morning. But notice the milder air is in play, so higher elevation snow, wet snow down here in the hills south of Buffalo, but just rain and snow at times for the city. It's not going to be anything significant. How about snowfall numbers? Again, nothing to get too excited about here, especially given our history last, December. But we do have a little bit of modest snow coming in Saturday morning early, and then again maybe early Sunday. So north towns, check them out. We're in the low 30s from Lockport. Colden, you'll be about 31 tomorrow. Windy, air, lots of clouds, and you can see the gusts near 30. How about the next 7 days on the screen? So rain and wet snow on Sunday, 41. Pretty good chance of that moving away pretty quick. It's windy on Monday and turning much colder as well. 30 the high, 20 on Tuesday, some lake snow. And then as we go into next week, we stay very much refrigerated in the 20s and teens. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, Scott. This weekend, what's on the line at one of horse racing's most anticipated events? Also ahead, the push for a union at a massive coffee chain. It started in Western New York. Now it spreads down the thruway.
This segment is sponsored by Ballybet Sportsbook. Sports betting is now legal in New York.
All right, it is time for Friday Favorites presented by our friends at Ballybet. It's conference championship weekend in the AFC. Bengals versus the Chiefs, and Joe Burrow and Cincy 3-0 against Patrick Mahomes and company. Now, Mahomes suffered a high ankle sprain last week, but because of the injury, the odds have moved quite a bit in this game at last check. This one is set to be a pick'em. While in the NFC, it's the 49ers against the Eagles. Phillies QB Jalen Hurts putting together a borderline MVP season, while San Francisco's Brock Purdy was Mr. Irrelevant as the last pick of the draft. Purdy, though, has won every game he's started since stepping in Week 13. The over-under on Sunday afternoon is set for 45.5 points.
This segment was sponsored by Ballybet Sportsbook. Sports betting is now legal in New York.
Sometimes being your best means being on the right team.
Come check out Team West Her.
A potentially life-changing job opportunity is out there. See for yourself at westherdjobs.com right now. If you're in the auto business or doing something entirely different but need a positive life change, join the over 3,000 successful, happy members of Team West Her. It's about quality of life. Check out the opportunities today at westherdjobs.com. It's not just a job, it's a career. West Her.
We're here every day, working alongside a team of passionate, dedicated caregivers.
We call it our ECMC family.
Doctors, nurses, support staff, and specialists. Each and every one of us understands that we do our best work when we work together, side by side. Here for Western New York during the COVID pandemic. In helping to heal the community through unmatched cancer, rehab, orthopedic, behavioral health, and emergency and trauma care. In providing the services and level of care that drew us to this field in the first place. Together, we're here for our neighbors and for each other.
Be part of the ECMC family and join us, saving lives side by side.
When it comes to protecting the world's cuddliest creatures,
aren't you a little love muffin?
Retreat! You need animal control.
All units. Any units.
We're done here. We're going to go in there and take care of it.
When nature invades, the experts answer the call.
We just got a 911 on a bear in a hot tub.
He looks so relaxed. Did he turn the jets on?
Animal Control premieres February 16th on Fox.
Arby High is now in session. Today's subjects: biology.
Name an animal with the long neck.
Dinosaur, long neck, yeah.
Let me ask you something. When the last time you seen one?
Anatomy.
Name a part of Steve Harvey that a woman might want to kiss.
Your six-pack.
The six-pack? Does she know who Steve Harvey is? You got to dig for it, but it's in there.
Get schooled with Family Feud.
Weeknights on Fox 29.
A whopping $3 million is on the line in this weekend's Pegasus World Cup Invitational at Gulfstream Park in South Florida. While the race is less than 7 years old, it's quickly becoming one of horse racing's most anticipated events. Jim Grimes reports.
The sights and sounds of the racetrack. For some, there's nothing quite like it.
There's tens of hundreds of thousands of people betting their money. It's an event. It's a gathering.
Handicapper Brian Nadeau will have a front row seat for this weekend's main event, the Pegasus World Cup at Gulfstream Park in Hollandale Beach, Florida. In just 7 years, the Pegasus has become one of racing's most glamorous events, attracting A-list celebrities, along with tens of thousands of fans, all of them hoping to pick a winner.
It's just fun to go put a few dollars on a horse. You go out, you watch a race, you see him live here in person in front of you. You can get some immediate return on your investment.
Even if you're not betting, winning jockey Aaron Grider says there's nothing like seeing a race in person.
But a lot of people come out here and it's about the beauty, the power, the size, and the speed of these animals. They're the most beautiful athletes in the world.
In his career, Grider rode a staggering 30,000 races, won $124 million in purses. He says riding on the back of a 1,000-pound stampeding animal may not be for everyone. Jockeys need to be strong and lean. Some are forced to lose up to 7 pounds before a race. But jockeys also need to be smart and intuitive.
Find their stride, get them to get in the perfect rhythm, and try and find those spots and put them in the positions where they can take advantage of saving ground or getting through a small spot and accelerating to get to the wire first.
From start to finish, the race can last less than 2 minutes. Nadeau's job as a handicapper to help fans pick a winner.
I always ask people when they ask me about the first time, how much do you want to win? You want to try to win a free beer? You want to try to pay your car off? It all depends, but yeah, you can bet as little as $2.
And while the fans are encouraged to bet the odds, Grider wants people to know the sport doesn't rely on luck when it comes to the safety of the jockeys and the horses.
It's all about the safety of the horse and the animal first. They're amazing athletes, and we need to protect them and then put on a great show.
In Hollandale Beach, Florida, this is Jim Grimes.
Ahead at 10:30 tonight, video of the deadly Memphis police beating of Tyree Nichols is out tonight. The Memphis police director is weighing in. How a generous donation to the Police Athletic League will impact young people in Buffalo. The Federal Reserve's favorite measure of inflation once again shows improvement. A closer look ahead of another potential interest rate hike.
The NFC Championship kicks off Sunday on Fox.
Play for your brother today!
Brock Purdy looks to continue his storybook run for the Niners. But Jalen Hurts and the top-seeded Eagles await, looking to punch their ticket to the Super Bowl.
Touchdown!
Sunday on Fox 29.
Call Connors and Ferris, the workers' comp attorneys dedicated to fighting for injured workers' rights,
so that you and your family can focus on your recovery.
Connors and Ferris, your workers' comp attorneys.
Tips from the Nerd's Guide to Fitness.
I think it's great you guys want to get more exercise, but you really think sports is the right choice for you? You twisted your ankle playing Scrabble.
Always mix up your routine.
Amy, look, I'm on a unicycle.
And remember to cool down.
Surprised you wanted to go to a sports bar, Sheldon.
Look at this blister. Like it or not, we're athletes now.
The Big Bang Theory.
Weeknights on Fox 29.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
You need a workers' comp attorney with the knowledge and experience to maximize your benefits.
We have dedicated over 20 years to helping injured workers.
Connors and Ferris, your workers' comp attorneys.
The Honor Dogs are a group of fringe separatists planning an attack. We need your help.
Tuesday night at 8 on Fox 29. Buffalo's Fox 29 News at 10 starts now.
Good evening. Developing now, police in Memphis, Tennessee have released more than an hour of video from the violent beating of Tyree Nichols. The video is shot from an overhead street camera. It is less graphic than some of the body camera video. Still, it's disturbing. Officers pulled the 29-year-old over for a traffic violation January 7th. He was pulled out of the car, forced to the ground, and tased before he was able to break away and run off. This is video of when officers caught up with him. He was beaten and kicked for roughly 3 minutes, then left propped up against a car while officers milled about. He died 3 days later. The Memphis police director said the officers were already ramped up at the start of the traffic stop, and the amount of force used was over the top.
I'm going to be honest with you about the stop itself. What was said was that there was a witnessing of what was considered reckless driving. We've looked at cameras, we've looked at body-worn cameras, and even if something occurred prior to this stop, we've been unable to substantiate that.
The 5 officers involved have been fired and now face murder charges. New tonight, today, Buffalo Mayor Byron Brown and the Police Athletic League accepted a $35,000 donation from the New York State Correctional Officers and Police Benevolent Association. That money comes in response to the blizzard, the mass shooting, and other tragedies that have impacted people in Buffalo throughout the last year. It'll support PAL programs and services offered to local young people.
So $35,000 from NYSCOBA is just a wonderful way for us to be able to add additional programming for our youth.
Public engagement is very important to us. PAL does a great job in integrating the community with the city youth. It does a great job showing the good that law enforcement does for cities like Buffalo, for the surrounding towns of Buffalo, and across the state.
The mayor says the donation is very generous, and he looks forward to seeing the support it's going to bring to the organization. Workers at a Starbucks store just outside Syracuse in Liverpool are looking to become the first unionized Starbucks in the central New York region. They're trying to join a national movement of unionization in the coffee shop chain. The first chain to unionize in the country was the Elmwood Avenue Starbucks in Buffalo. Connor White reports tonight.
Whether you tried the front door or the drive-thru, you couldn't order coffee at the Route 31 Starbucks in Liverpool, but something inside was brewing.
I knew that I could change my workplace and that I had the legal grounds to do so.
Brian Carey is a barista here, a job he's held for 2.5 years. This fall, he says new managers abruptly slashed their hours in half, telling employees to deal with it or find work elsewhere.
I wanted to stand up for the people that I have built a community with here.
Carey says he got in touch with Starbucks Workers United and met Jazz Brizak, part of the start of a movement in Buffalo that is now responsible for over 280 unionized stores nationwide.
Starbucks has run a scorched earth union busting campaign across the country.
Starbucks has closed 2 former locations in Syracuse. Brizak says the company's decision to close down the downtown Armory Square Starbucks and the one on the SU Hill were in direct response to union talks, something the company denies. She says they've tried intimidating workers here in Liverpool.
There's been, district manager surveillance and the same threats that Starbucks has made to partners across the country about, benefits and so forth.
In documents filed with the National Labor Relations Board, the union alleges that local management spied on workers and threatened wages. Carey says he never felt like backing down and hopes people understand this effort is bigger than coffee.
Going forward, if this is successful, we will be in better working conditions, we will be in better moods, we will be making money and be way more passionate about getting you your drink and creating the right moment.
Starbucks has not responded to these specific claims from the central New York area. Consumer news tonight, Americans are feeling a bit better about the economy. That's according to the University of Michigan's Consumer Sentiment Index. That survey, which is used to gauge consumers' future spending and saving, was up 9% from December, but still historically low. And the index also shows consumers are still cutting back on spending. The Fed closely watches for shifts in consumer expectations to determine if inflation is becoming entrenched. If consumers believe prices will stay high, that factor could lead to increased wage demand, which in turn could cause businesses to raise their prices. There's another sign inflation is coming down. The Federal Reserve's preferred gauge shows prices rose at a slower pace in December. Atra El-Nashar explains.
In the fight against inflation, progress is slow but steady. Price increases easing, and consumers are spending less, part of a delicate and risky balancing act the Federal Reserve is trying to pull off without triggering a recession. President Biden banking on positive data, brushing off fears of a slowdown.
They've been telling me since I got elected we're going to be in a recession. Well, it turns out, thank God, they were wrong.
The housing market inching closer to normal. Pending home sales increased for the first time since May of last year by 2.5%, according to the National Association of Realtors.
This suggests that we may have found a bottom in home sales activity, and so we may see closings begin to pick up in the next couple of months. Maybe we could see a soft landing. That is what the Fed is aiming for.
Others in the private sector see leaner times ahead. After a brutal fourth quarter, the CEO of Intel pointing to macroeconomic uncertainty.
We believe that, hey, there isn't really good news on the horizon here. U.S., we're still fighting inflation. For us, we're saying we have to go manage the business in a murky environment.
How do everyday Americans feel? The latest reading of consumer sentiment by the University of Michigan shows 2 out of 3 expect an economic downturn in the next year.
The Federal Reserve is at a critical point in its cycle of interest rate hikes, which impacts how much you pay for credit card debt or to take out a new loan. And after its marathon of massive 75 basis point hikes, the next big question is, at their meeting next week, will they announce a 50 or 25 basis point hike? And what they ultimately decide will certainly move markets.
Another force at play is within the walls of Congress. How, when, or whether lawmakers address an emerging debt ceiling crisis that could do permanent and preventable damage to the entire economy.
Your total is 45.
On Capitol Hill, I'm Atrell Nishar reporting.
Is education at risk? A warning from educators about new AI technology that could help children cheat in the classroom. She's on a mission to help people in need that she'll never meet. What inspired one teenager to help people from so many states away? And Scott returns with the forecast.
All right, get out. Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out!
Tonight on Fox 29.
I'm Steve Tasker.
And I'm Josh Allen for West Her.
Here's a great deal just for you.
Oh, just for me?
Yep. Start the year off with a truly affordable lease payment from West Her Kia and drive out today in a brand new 2023 Kia Forte LXS. Come in and see, or check out a brand new all-electric 2023 Kia Niro EV. Brand new, all-electric, and in stock today. The key to a great electric deal is West Her Kia.
Welcome to West Her, New York.
For 25 seasons,
I love the truth. The truth sets you free.
she has led the way.
A cutesy attitude only gets you so far. A good moral character lasts you forever.
With justice.
You're teaching her how to lie, cheat, and steal. What a wonderful combination to teach your child.
And Judy for all.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Celebrate the 25th anniversary of Judge Judy.
Perfect.
Weeknights on Fox 29.
You Bet Your Life. We're big talent. Teams up.
I'm here to go all the way.
That's my partner.
To win big every weekday.
Weekdays on Fox 29.
Bad boys.
He was just always sneaky and shady and manipulative.
He's the average guy. Greedy girls.
We're in my bed. She leans over and says, hey, can you please lend me $3,000?
Hey, that's right. You know what to do.
When couples cause chaos.
Maybe I'm a little addictive.
Judge Mathis keeps the peace.
You're a judge, Your Honor. Can you divorce us right now?
Weekdays on Fox 29.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
In Fox Family Focus tonight, a new AI program called ChatGPT may be a hit with children, but many schools are banning it because of cheating concerns. Angela Brown reports.
Students can use ChatGPT to write an essay just by using voice commands. ChatGPT launched in November by OpenAI soon after educators started raising red flags. ChatGPT has superhuman abilities. It can solve math equations on a dime, write research reports with a voice command. But some educators say it could be used for something else.
This is a perfect plagiarism tool.
ChatGPT now getting silenced in school districts across the country. New York City, Baltimore, Seattle, Los Angeles have blocked the site on district devices and networks. Max Chafkin wrote this article asking, what are the new AI chatbots for?
The school districts that are responding to this, with skepticism are making a reasonable decision.
While others argue educators should embrace ChatGPT as a tool that can be used to strengthen student learning and understanding.
We can focus on having much deeper content, or we could focus on more persuasive papers and things that would actually be more business relevant than we traditionally do in the classrooms.
ChatGPT creating shortcuts in education and also possibly redefining the workplace. Experts say jobs that rely on skills like coding will have to undergo some changes.
Everything that can be digitized will be digitized, whether you like it or not. And so we'll have to be creative and figure out jobs that will not be digitized, and that's where we're going.
A spokesperson for OpenAI, which developed ChatGPT, said it is already developing mitigations to help anyone identify text generated by that system. ChatGPT is already off to a fast start. After launching in November, it attracted over 1 million users in its first 5 days. In Washington, D.C., I'm Angela Brown.
Still ahead tonight, a popular treatment at nail salons could be causing damage to your skin. The warning from experts and a recommendation you bring something along the next time you get a certain manicure.
Let's go! February 12th on Fox. It's not how you begin.
You take advantage of the moment!
But how you finish.
Dominate from the first step to the last step! Let's go!
The Buffalo Plus YouTube channel continues to grow with weekly podcasts and unique content.
Thank you for your support, your comments, and your love of everything Bills.
Join us and be a part of the conversation. Subscribe to the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel today.
In America, millions of families are facing hunger. Some are forced to choose between food and other necessities. I still have to pay my mortgage, insurance, and other bills. That makes it hard to afford food. Francine from Georgia. There are still times when I don't have money for food and I have nothing to give my daughter. I've skipped meals so that she can eat. Elena from Arizona. The Feeding America network of food banks helps provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. I only have $10 in my checking account, but it will be okay. I at least have food because of this pantry. Donna from Washington. Now I no longer have to worry about going hungry. Diane from Michigan. No one should have to worry where their next meal will come from. Together, we can end hunger. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
If you're buzzed and doing this to make yourself feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive.
Health headlines tonight. A popular tool in nail salons across the country could be causing big damage to your skin. Ultraviolet lamps, commonly used to dry nails after a manicure, can also create cancer-causing mutations. The more your skin is exposed to UV light, the higher the potential of developing skin cancer over time. This can really add up, experts say, if you get gel manicures often. Sunscreen can help lower the risk, but many experts still warn that people don't consider applying it to their hands.
Some people will get gel manicures every couple of weeks, and so it's a chronic direct exposure of ultraviolet light to your hands. There's not a lot of extra skin. That skin's very delicate and sensitive, and also you can have skin cancers around the nails as well.
You could also ask the salon about alternative drying methods like LED lights, which are thought to be safer for the skin. A change could be coming that would allow more gay and bisexual men in monogamous relationships to donate blood. The Food and Drug Administration proposed a policy change that would open up eligibility for those who do not have multiple sexual partners. The FDA says all blood banks will continue to test donations for HIV and hepatitis B and C. A new study shows there are 6 habits that can help lower the risk of dementia and help prevent memory decline. Here's what they found worked: eating a balanced diet combined with exercise for your mind and body, having regular contact with other people, avoiding drinking alcohol, and smoking. People also who modified their lifestyle to include even 2 of those behaviors had a slower rate of memory decline than those who didn't. Trending at 10 tonight, you could be in for a big change next time you visit the McDonald's drive-thru. The company is testing strawless lids in cities across the country in an effort to make its restaurants easier on the earth. The lids have an opening for drinking, covered by a pullback tab to prevent splashes, similar to a Starbucks sippy cup lid. The chain says it will still have traditional wide straws for customers who prefer them. We're getting a look at the newest addition to the Legend family. Singer John Legend sharing a photo on social media of his newborn daughter. He and his wife, Chrissy Teigen, welcomed the addition 2 weeks ago. The star couple share 2 other children together. A high school student is going above and beyond to help those in need, although it may seem like she's a world away from the people she's helping. Sam Reed tells us more.
Inside of the DePonce-Barrington home, big boxes and bags take over their dining room.
So on Amazon, I spent $2,300, which is crazy.
17-year-old high school senior Lily
The hat,
is working on a promising project.
gloves.
And while 200 bags are being stuffed and stocked on her table, they're heading to another one in Providence.
We're humbled that she chose us.
For the Mathewson Street Church's Friendship Breakfast.
We serve, 300 to 400 people on average.
That happens every Sunday.
People will be thrilled to kind of get these basic necessities that you and I take for granted, but that can really provide a lot of dignity.
Lily learned a lot about that at the age of 10 when she and her family first volunteered there.
So we help in the kitchen, preparing food, setting the tables, and serving oatmeal.
And since Lily took a liking to it, for 7 years she's made it her mission.
It's definitely a rewarding experience every time we get to go.
To take the trip to Providence whenever she's needed.
She's just been that kind of kid through her whole life. So it wasn't surprising to us.
What also wasn't surprising was her willingness to take things a step further.
I wanted to give back to this community that I've been interacting with since 5th grade.
So for her high school senior project, she created Christmas ornaments that were sold in her mom's salon to raise money.
So people donated anywhere from $10 to $50.
So that she could make the bags for her less fortunate friends.
As long as it gives someone a better week, I think that's all that really matters.
Just to bring them joy.
Having far surpassed her financial goal, they'll be distributed in a few days.
Flashlight.
She hopes that those who get one will leave with a full stomach and heart.
It feels really good. I'm excited to see the impact that I make and excited to give back to the people in this community.
Showing you something good. I'm Sam Reed.
31, the temperature for a maximum today. You can see the records on your screen, -5 back at 1927. But the warm lows are continuing That's going to change next week. You'll see that in the 7-day. For the overnight, we have another front moving through, so a little burst of snow showers the next 5 hours won't be a big deal, maybe an inch in spots. And then as we go through tomorrow, notice it's just a lot of clouds. Tomorrow night after 11, we get another area of low pressure coming in Sunday morning, but notice the milder air is in play. So higher elevation snow, wet snow down here in the hills south of Buffalo, but just rain and snow at times for the city. It's not going to be anything significant. How about snowfall numbers? Again, nothing to get too excited about here, especially given our history last, December. But we do have a little bit of modest snow coming in Saturday morning early, and then again, maybe early Sunday. So north towns, check them out. We're in the low 30s from Lockport. Colden, you'll be about 31 tomorrow. Windy air, lots of clouds, and you can see the gusts near 30. How about the next 7 days on the screen? So rain and wet snow on Sunday, 41. Pretty good chance of that moving away pretty quick. It's windy on Monday and turning much colder as well. 30 the high, 20 on Tuesday, some lake snow. And then as we go into next week, we stay very much refrigerated in the 20s and teens. Thank you for watching.
We know the Bills season is over, but which Buffalo player will now be headed to the Pro Bowl? We'll talk about that coming up in Buffalo Plus Sports.
Monday, Lisa Marie's shocking death.
It's a tragedy. What happened?
Exclusive new information as TMZ investigates Lisa Marie Presley unending tragedy. Then
We have 7 missing women, and I figured out how they connect.
On your knees right now.
The others, where are they?
Monday night, beginning at 8 on Fox 29.
If you have been diagnosed with mesothelioma or lung cancer, you need a law firm with decades of experience representing victims of asbestos disease. A law firm with the resources to guide you through the court system, workers' compensation, and estate work, and one with deep roots in your community. Lipsitz, Pontario, and Comerford is that law firm. Obtain the results you and your family deserve. Call Lipsitz, Pontario, and Comerford today.
Harvey High is now in session. Today's subjects: biology.
Name an animal with the long neck.
Dinosaur, long neck, yeah.
Let me ask you something. When the last time you seen one?
Anatomy.
Name a part of Steve Harvey that a woman might want to kiss.
Your six-pack.
The six-pack. Does she know who Steve Harvey is? You got to dig for it, but it's in there.
Get schooled with Family Feud. Weeknights on Fox 29.
When it comes to protecting the world's cuddliest creatures,
Aren't you a little love muffin? Oh, jeez! Retreat!
you need animal control.
All units. Any units.
We're done here. We're going to go in there and take care of it.
When nature invades, the experts answer the call.
We just got a 911 on a bear in a hot tub.
He looks so relaxed. Did he turn the jets on?
Animal Control premieres February 16th on Fox.
iCrime, a full hour weekday mornings at 11 on Fox 29. Seinfeld, tonight at 11 on Fox 29.
For Buffalo Plus Sports, I'm Jenna Cottrell. In terms of the football season, the dust still settling on Buffalo's year. This weekend, though, it's the conference championship games, then the Pro Bowl, then that big game in February. And as for Buffalo, the players heading to the Pro Bowl, Josh Allen is expected to be there in Vegas representing Buffalo. And it looks like linebacker Matt Milano will join him, as Milano today was named to replace the injured Steeler TJ Watt in the Pro Bowl. Milano was also named first team All-Pro, which is way more impressive. But, you know, the Pro Bowl, they're always fun. This year it'll be out in Vegas. So Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Jordan Poyer, Mitch Morris, and Matt Milano are set to represent Buffalo next month in Las Vegas. While Sunday, the Bengals and Chiefs will meet for the AFC Championship. If you're wondering, yeah, it does still hurt for Bills fans. But all right, this game is set to be quite a showdown. It'll be at 6:30 kickoff at Arrowhead Stadium on Sunday. And as always, for your Buffalo Bills updates, as the Bills now moving on to the offseason portion of this year, please be sure to check out and subscribe to the Buffalo Plus channel on YouTube.
Finally this evening, a personal note from this news team to you. Over the course of the last year and a half, the Fox Buffalo team has taken great pride in the journalism that makes up this newscast every evening at 10 o'clock. It has been the singular focus. The experience behind and in front of the camera is extraordinary. We've also taken great pride in watching newer coworkers learn this craft, grow as reporters and producers of newscasts and digital content at foxbuffalo.com. All of these people, especially the ones you've never seen, have my sincere gratitude. At this hour, for many nights now, we've been together through some of the darkest days Buffalo has ever endured. It has been a tremendous honor for all of us to walk through those painful events with you, shining light in places where light was needed, giving voice to the voiceless, and doing our best to hold those in power accountable at every single turn. Tonight is our final broadcast. You'll see a newscast called The National Desk, produced by the journalists of our parent company, Sinclair Broadcasting, in our place moving forward at 10 o'clock. Thank you for watching. Good night.